Imagine being a young person who is already working twice as hard to decode the world and then being told, in the bluntest possible way, that you don't belong in the room. Exclusion is not just a policy decision, it's a message. It tells a child where they sit in the story of the group. Exclusion is not just a consequence, it's communication. It tells a child, you're too much, or you don't fit, or you're on your own now. And if we care about inclusion, we have to be honest about what's happening. According to the Department for Education's published exclusion statistics, students with identified special educational needs have much higher permanent exclusion rates than students with no identified SEN. It lands around 5 times more likely, depending on how SEN is defined and grouped. So the question is not, how do we manage behaviour better? The question is, how do we build belonging, communication and structure so fewer situations escalate to the point where exclusion feels like the only option? This is where social theatre comes in. Social theatre is a practical way of using theatre tools, role, story, embodiment and playful rehearsal to deal with real issues safely. It's not about putting on a performance, it's about building a space where people can practice life with support. Because for many learners with SEND, the challenge is not a lack of intelligence or potential, it's the social complexity of the room, the speed, the unspoken rules, the constant interpretation, the sensory load, the misunderstandings that pile up. Social theatre slows down the world. It gives people a shared language for what's happening without having to win an argument or mask or explode. Here are 3 outcomes we see again and again. First, belonging. The circle matters, being seen matters, having a role matters. In social theatre, the group learns a simple truth. We don't get safety by excluding the difficult person. We get safety by learning how to stay connected while we solve the problem. Second, communication. Not just talking, signalling, listening, taking turns, reading intent, repairing harm. In theatre, communication becomes visible. You can stop, rewind, try a different approach. You can practice what I meant versus what you heard without shame. Third, fewer exclusions, because fewer escalations. When young people have rehearsal space for conflict, boundaries and choice, they build options. Staff build options too. Instead of one narrow corridor, comply or be removed, you create a wider doorway, pause, reset, repair, re-enter. And this is where each one teach one becomes more than a slogan. In social theatre, we all become learners and teachers. A young person who struggles in one context might be brilliant at modelling a reset. Someone quiet might become the best observer of group dynamics. Someone who has been labelled disruptive might become the strongest protector of fairness once they feel they belong. Now, a quick image from another world. In the Temiar Orang Asli communities of Malaysia, inclusion isn't a special program. It's a baseline assumption. You are part of the group. You have a place. You are not thrown out of the circle because you are different. Social theatre brings that same question into our schools and communities. What if belonging is the starting point, not the prize you earn after you become convenient? So, if you're a teacher, a facilitator, or just someone who cares about how we treat people who find the world harder to navigate, consider this. Don't just ask, what's wrong with this person? Ask, what happened in the relationship between the person and the group? And then give everyone a way to practice something better. I'll leave you with 2 quotes, the first often attributed to Margaret Mead. Never doubt a small group of thoughtful citizens, committed citizens, can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. And second, from Benjamin Zephaniah. People need people to walk to talk to cry and rely on.